So I thought I'd contact Dr. Pinker. And the first thing I noticed was she's a woman. And I asked her, well, who's right, IPCC or Moncton?
The CO2 radiative forcing value that Mr. Christopher Moncton is quoting refers to the impact on the Earth's radiative balance. The numbers that we quote in our paper represent the change in surface shortwave radiation due to changes in the atmosphere, clouds, water vapor, aerosols. These two numbers cannot be compared at their face value. To the best of my understanding, this is the source of the misunderstanding. Our work was properly interpreted in the latest IPCC report.
And Professor Pinker was good enough to send me a detailed description of exactly where Lord Moncton went wrong in his interpretation of her work. And I'll put up the whole document up at my website so anyone can read it, but here's a summary. And Lord Moncton's mistake was that he only looked at shortwave radiation. He didn't consider the effects of clouds on long-wave radiation. And as I said, Professor Pinker went into details of that in her explanation to me, and you can read that on the web.
I won't ask a supplementary question, but it is time for Dr. Lambert to ask Lord Moncton a question.
Okay, I just wanted to ask you about your calculation. I checked with Professor Pinker, and she says quite clearly that you're wrong, and we can go through, and obviously I don't expect you to say, oh, I got it wrong, without having a look at her work. But what steps will you take that if you look at her correction of what you did and decide that, oh, I've made a mistake, how will you correct the record? You've been putting up this calculation all over the place, and I think you've really, really got it wrong badly.
Right. Well, the first thing to do is obviously I will be checking with Professor Pinker.
Of course.
And I will be checking once again the documents of the IPCC, and I'm very intrigued that she thinks they represent her correctly.